Last question, Barbara. Barbara, this is seriously like one hell of a question. Do we need to use social media? Do we need to use social media? That to me is like a mic drop moment. It's an amazing question. It is a true, it has had me thinking in my post yesterday when I was saying I was going to IKEA, which was a nightmare by the way. I mean, it had me thinking all day, do we need to use social media? And it comes a little bit back to the answer to Katie's. Do we? Who made up the rules? Who said when you have a business, you have to promote yourself on social media? It also makes me think of, what did we do before Facebook? What did we do? We had businesses, we managed to market ourselves. I had a gift business for 4 years, and when I sold it back in 2008, Facebook was just starting. It was in its infancy. MySpace was still around, you know, those older platforms, and Facebook was, it was the days when you used to throw hamsters at each other or poke each other. What did we do? If you have a business now and you didn't have a business then, think about how you were marketed to by small businesses. How did they promote themselves to you? What got your attention? This is like the Big Bang Theory of marketing. And what came, was it chicken and egg? Facebook, what did we do before Facebook? Did we market before Facebook? Did we not market before Facebook? We did. So what did we do? Now, Barbara, for those of you who don't know, is a brilliant French teacher and taught her groups in real life, in person, and lockdown has actually sort of grown her business, made her business more profitable during lockdown by teaching on Zoom, which has been amazing. And Barbara's launching her first online course. So you would think, well, to get an online course out there, you need to do online marketing, maybe some online ads, talk to your mailing list, go live regularly, do a challenge, all of these sorts of things. But does she? What about press? What about leaflet drops? What about being on radio shows? What about posters? I know they're old-fashioned, but we're out and about in our community more. Those of us who are trying maybe not to go to the supermarkets or go to smaller shops. So what about those sorts of things? What did we do before social media? It's a really, really interesting question. What do you think? Do we need social media? So, and remember, Love Your Marketing isn't a social media marketing group. It's not. It's about getting you started with the basics of marketing, the fundamentals of marketing. Someone told me last week, a good friend, not to call it the basics of marketing, to call it the fundamentals, and that really stuck with me. So Barbara, who's Barbara speaking to? Where do they hang out? Do they use social media? I know they're going to be learning online, but just because you choose to access some learning online doesn't necessarily mean you hang out online. You might read it in the newspaper, you might find out about it by chatting to your hairdresser, and you might, you know, where are people going now when people are going abroad? Where are they going to get their nails done, or their hair done, or their leg waxing done? Can you incentivize those people? Can you talk to the therapists and the beauticians? As much as I love social media, and I do, because now that I've got my office, I have Facebook 30 and Pride of Place, and you can't buy this anymore. You can only get it. It's actually a freebie. If you go to michellerosemarketing.com / marketing-school, you can get this as a freebie. So I did a whole workbook about social media, and I love social media, but I think quite often it forces us to be quite lazy, and we think that just because we've done the post and we've hit post and we've put it out there, the work will come. It doesn't work like that. We've got to work hard. whether that's online or offline. So I think when we do the Love Your Marketing programme in September, October and into November, when I know there's only going to be 20 of us, when I really get to know what people want to achieve, what they want their marketing to help their business achieve, more, maybe it's more new customers, maybe it's existing customers coming back, maybe they're happy with the number of customers they've got, but they've got to put their prices up, or they've got to get people to come back more. It will be really interesting to see what non-social media, what non-social media ideas we come up with. So in case you're wondering as well what social media is, let me just recap. To me, social media are the platforms. Social media are the platforms you do not own. You essentially rent, usually for free, space on their platforms. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, you know, they're the main ones. There's so many, but I would say Twitter as well. Most of my clients will work on one or a mixture of those four: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. So they're the social media platforms. You don't own them, you're just allowed to post on them for free, and then you can advertise and do different things. Things like your blog, your website, your email list, I don't really count those as social media because you own them. They're a different way of communicating, you've got more control over them. So to me, Barbara's question was, can you do away with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter? And I would say, yeah, quite possibly, but I would still want you to use your email list and build your email list. And how do you do that without social media? Probably with your website. So if you've got good search engine optimization on your website, all of these things, see how it all ties in. So there's loads of marketing you could do. And I do like a little bit of totally offline creative marketing.